Welcome back to the Movie Man. Today I will show you a 2022 comedy sports drama film, Hustel. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. Stanley Sugerman aka Stan is an international scout who works for the Philadelphia 76ers. Most of the time he's either traveling to different countries or having boring meetings with his company people. Because of this he doesn't have time for his family, which consists of his wife Teresa and daughter Alex. Stan hates being a scout, but it's his only source of livelihood right now. Stan is liked by his boss Rex Merrick because of his impressive eye for talent. However, the same cannot be said about Rex's son Vince. The latter doesn't miss an opportunity to insult Stan in front of everyone. However, one day Stan's lucky day finally arrives. Impressed by his recent work, Rex promotes him to the position of assistant coach of the Philadelphia 76ers so that he can spend more time with his family. This takes Stan over the moon and he starts crying tears of joy. It turns out that it was always his dream to become a coach. That evening Stan breaks the news to his family, making them happy. To celebrate he even lets his daughter go out with her friends. However, his happiness doesn't last long. Stan receives a call from his office informing him that Rex has passed away. The following day Stan arrives at his boss's funeral ceremony where hundreds of basketball players are present. He meets one of his old friends, Leon, who happens to be a sports agent. As the two talk, Stan learns that the new chairman of the company is going to be none other than Vince. 3 months passed by and life continues for Stan. His daily routine now consists of heading to his workplace, coaching the under-18 basketball team and preparing them for tournaments. However, Vince doesn't seem to be pleased with his job. So one day he invites Stan to his office and mentions that they need a change of scenery. The current scout of the company is not good enough and his choices have been very average. Hence Vince wants Stan to take up the scout position again and search for a top-level talent. That night a distraught Stan shares the news to his wife. She wants him to quit the job immediately and do something he loves, but Stan asserts that they don't have enough savings to take that risk. The following day he meets his friend Leon and asks for an opinion. The latter tells him to become a sports agent like him, but Stan says that it's an even worse job than his. Hence, after a lot of consideration, he decides to continue working as a scout. For his first assignment he is sent to Spain to observe a few boys from Malaga. However, since he's not interested at all, Stan does nothing but roam around the city the entire day. At night, while he's heading to his hotel, he sees a small crowd cheering. On closer inspection he finds out that a basketball match is being played. Stan immediately joins the crowd and gets impressed by a 6'7" giant named Cruz. Despite his big frame, he is extremely agile and flexible. Bo doesn't let his opponent score even once and wins $100 as a reward. After the match is over, Bo heads home and Stan follows him. However, their first interaction doesn't go as planned. Bo believes that the man is an intruder who wants to rob the house. To make him believe that he's an actual scout, Stan calls his friend the German legend Dirk Nowitzki via video call. As the two talk casually, Bo finally realizes that Stan is not lying. Hence he lets him inside the house. It's revealed that Bo lives with his daughter Lucia and mother Paola. The latter has become a hooker because it's the only way to support the family. On the other hand, Bo works as a construction worker and plays basketball challenges to earn money. As the three discuss deeply, Paula gives a brief overview of Bo's past. She reveals that when he was 15 years old, he was already a promising basketball player who had attracted the attention of several national and international scouts. Bo was even invited to play in the NBA draft, but a small mistake cost him everything. He got a local girl pregnant, because of which he was forced to look after the little girl and abandon his dream of becoming a professional basketball player. Hearing all this, Stan appears to be moved, but he reassures the family that nothing has changed. Bo is still a promising athlete who, if given the proper training, can make it big. So he proposes to take him back to the States so that he can try out for the NBA drafts. Bo and his family are excited to hear the news and they accept immediately. In the next scene, Stan takes Bo to Madrid to the national team's training center. There many Spanish professional players are seen practicing for their upcoming tournament. Stan is friends with many of them, including the manager of the place. So he arranges for Bo to practice and show his skills. Stan also records the whole thing live so that his boss Vince can see it. As expected, Bo performs excellently and wows all the players and coaches alike. However, this is still not enough to impress the arrogant Vince. He believes that Bo is too slow, so bringing him to the States would be a waste of money and time. Stan tries to assert that Bo is the best basketball player he's ever found, but Vince does not listen and simply hangs up the call. This devastates Bo, but he does not want to give up, so he takes matters into his own hands and decides to take Bo to the US at his own expense. His plan is to train Bo secretly and turn him into a pro so that they can both benefit from it. In the next scene, the two arrive in the United States. Bo is excited to finally arrive in the land of dreams. However, when he prepares to get his luggage, some security guards stop him. They then take him inside a room for interrogation. Stan watches this from afar but can't do anything other than wait. A while later, one of Stan's friends approaches him and finally reveals what the issue is. It turns out that Bo was charged with several aggravated assaults back in Spain. He will be released for now, but if he commits even a single mistake, he'll be deported back quickly. The revelation shocks Stan, but nonetheless he promises to take care of Bo. He also asks his friend to keep this thing a secret. Later in the car, Stan berates Bo for keeping such a big secret from him. The latter apologizes and says that it won't happen again. Following this, Stan shows Bo his apartment where he'll be staying for the time being. Since the budget is tight, Stan will be bringing home cooked food for him. He'll also make sure to send $500 to Bo's family every week as a salary. A few days later, Leon organizes a trial for prospective players and Vince is also among the attendees. Stan brings Bo there hoping that he can showcase his skills and impress everyone. Like and subscribe may look simple for you, but for us it is very valuable. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for your support. Soon a 5-on-5 match begins and Bo starts showing flashes of his brilliance. In the opposing team is another up-and-coming star named Kermit Wills. He's known for his agility, strength and trash talk ability. Soon the game heats up and both Wilt and Bo start scoring with ease. However, at an opportune moment, Wilt makes fun of his parents, hoping to distract him. The plan works and Bo is completely caught off guard. He has problems focusing on the game, which makes him lose a lot of balls. Everything is being noticed by Stan, who realizes that although Bo is fast and agile, he has one weakness: he is too emotional. After the trial ends, Stan meets Leon outside and mentions that Bo didn't even showcase 1% of his potential today. Just then Vince arrives at the scene and orders Stan to escort Bo back to Spain. He also reveals that he knows about Bo's past criminal history. Hearing this, Stan becomes enraged and unexpectedly quits. He now decides to train Bo himself and turn him into a professional basketball player. Later he approaches the Spanish giant and gives him a pep talk. Stan says that in order to become a professional, one requires years of hard work and dedication. He then mentions the phrase, "Never give up," which riles Bo up. In the next scene, the training begins. Every morning Stan picks up Bo at 4 a.m. and makes him run for 2 hours. He claims that this is necessary to increase his endurance and speed. Then during the day they practice in the court for hours. As part of the training, Stan even curses Bo's mother and calls her a hooker. He wants to make sure that Bo doesn't get distracted by insults again. Although the training sessions are very tiring, Stan has the company and support of his family, which he had always missed when he was a scout. Alex regularly visits him in the court while Teresa supports him from home. In this way a month passes and Bo improves in literally all the departments. He's now ready to apply for the draft combine. Unfortunately for them, Vince reveals on live television that Bo has a history of violence. He also talks about how his employee Stan went against his order and brought a dangerous criminal to the country. The news devastates Bo, as his dream of becoming an NBA superstar has now all but ended. However, Stan is still not willing to give up. He mentions that although the road to stardom is bumpy, if they keep fighting they can surely reach there. These words eventually inspire Bo, and he once again gets ready to fight for his dream. One day as the two are having lunch at Stan's home, Alex comes up with a brilliant idea. She reveals that a local YouTuber named Maverick has been streaming basketball matches, most of which gain over 2 million views. If they can somehow get Maverick to stream Bo, the latter can become popular. Teresa loves the idea and she immediately calls a few contacts to arrange for the live stream. The following morning the entire family heads to an outdoor court where Maverick is conducting one of his live streams. Then Stan announces that whosoever scores against his client Bo will receive $100. This excites a lot of players there as they're sure they will score at least once. However, when the stream begins, Bo shows off his impressive skills and doesn't let a single opponent score. The video quickly goes viral and the fans start calling it the Bo Challenge. Days pass and many people attempt to score against him, but to no avail. By this time Bo has become popular in social media, even the news reporters start taking interviews of him. Hence finally after all the stardom Bo is selected for the draft combine. 2 nights before the big day, Stan encourages him to give his best, saying it's now or never. Bo obliges and walks away clearly upset about something. Stan notices this and an idea strikes his mind. The next morning he brings Bo to a new hotel and reunites him with his family. It turns out Stan paid for their tickets with his own money. He wants to make sure Bo delivers his best performance tomorrow. The following day the draft combine starts and several reporters and scouts are there to witness promising players. Wilt is also among the players and it's revealed that he's being eyed by the Philadelphia 76ers. Hence he also wants to showcase his best performance. Meanwhile Bo enters the court with his family and Stan watching from the stands. He practices his long shots which impresses the onlooking crowd. However, soon he's pitted against his nemesis Wilt in a 5-on-5 exhibition game. Initially he performs really well and scores some impressive points. However, when Wilt realizes that he's losing he again decides to play dirty. He goes near the Spanish giant and talks bad about his daughter. This causes Bo to lose his temper, so he pushes Wilt to the ground and almost punches him. However, at the last second he holds back and walks out of the place. Immediately after the incident, news channels start claiming that despite Bo being a good player, he has temper issues. They also bring up his history of assault and violence. Realizing that everything is over, the following day Stan drops Bo at the airport and bids him goodbye. They have an emotional discussion in which Bo expresses his gratitude to Stan for all the support he's received. After he leaves, however, Stan receives a call from Leon. The latter reveals that he has arranged a private game for players and front office members. Leon also mentions that both Bo and Wilt are expected to be there. Hearing this, Stan rushes to stop Bo before his plane to Spain takes off. Fortunately he succeeds in doing so. In the next scene they arrive at the private basketball court where Wilt is seen practicing. Since only a few people are watching, Bo starts playing without pressure. He becomes more confident as the match goes on and starts dominating Wilt. He scores impressive points one after another which impresses the crowd including Rex's daughter Kat. After the match ends, Kat approaches Stan and congratulates him on finding this gem. She also reveals that she'll be taking over as the CEO of the Philadelphia 76ers as her brother Vince has almost brought the company to bankruptcy. Hearing this, Stan becomes happy. The movie then cuts to 5 years in the future. Stan has once again been promoted to assistant manager of the Philadelphia 76ers. In the last scene, he heads to the court along with the other coaches ready for the match against the Boston Celtics. Amongst the crowd is his ever-supportive wife Teresa. The movie ends as Stan reunites with his star boy Bo, who now plays for the Boston Celtics. That was all of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.